Hello.
All right, so here's a recap of what you're about to listen to. I think you're going to like it. There's some good laughs in this one.
Yeah, so basically, we talk about potatoes. Halloween, not Halloween.
Yeah, so what did I hand out for Halloween? You're going to have to find out. Was it potatoes? Are you serious?
Did people like the potatoes? What?
Wait, who's handing out potatoes for Halloween? That's crazy talk there.
Yeah.
McGavock, we're going to get you if it's the last thing we do.
Yeah, you have to figure out who McGavock is and what he did.
A little bit of talk about Nashville. That's where I was at.
Yeah, why playing people stuff.
Yeah, pilots that mumble a little bit.
Yeah.
My granddaughter, introduction and welcome on the podcast. She is here spreading just nuggets of knowledge.
La la. That was like a little.
I mean, that's like an impression.
Yeah.
But there's some good stuff right there.
Yeah.
And then gratitude, how to practice it and how to be good at it.
Well, see you later.
Brandon.
Hit it.
Oh, yeah! Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon.
Hello.
Hey, so we're talking to baby Eliza, and she had some valuable feedback about our podcast.
Yeah, it was actually very inspiring, and this feedback that she gave us actually is going to change the course of my life forever.
I mean, the course of not just your life, I think many lives. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to, baby Eliza, we're going to ask you that you repeat this amazing advice. And so if you could just kind of share that with us again, and then we'll go on. So go ahead, baby Eliza, the time is yours.
Oh my gosh, that's just so inspiring.
I mean, hearing it again, like, I feel like it was even more articulate the second time I heard it than it was thank you.
Like, it's like the first time you hear a word, like, somebody gives you wise advice, and you're like, what does that even mean? And then you kind of get it, and then you hear it again, and you're like, oh my gosh. Like,
just profound.
Yeah, it just goes, like, it just hits you like a
ton of bricks.
A boulder rolling down a hill.
Well, thanks for listening. We love it's. I feel like we haven't recorded in a while, but it's probably just been a normal week.
But we're going to have a new segment for this episode only. Guess where we are?
Yeah, go ahead and guess.
Okay, you failed.
Yeah.
We're in Utah.
We're in Utah recording. This is an offsite recording. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, this is like Utah special episode.
So last time we recorded, we talked about Halloween. You had a great take.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how Halloween actually went. So how was your Halloween? How did it go?
So my Halloween is actually very good. I went to my friend's house, and I went around the neighborhood. We got candy. There's some nice decorations.
You get a lot of candy?
I got a decent amount. Not like maximum, but I traded all my candy. I just put it in the middle of our pile because I'm not the hugest fan of candy. Took the best of the best, and yep, I ate it.
Okay, so I talked about how, first of all, I need to do a recant real quick. So my dad, your grandpa, was listening to this, and I had talked about how I had thought that they did not hand out candy.
Yeah.
This past Halloween, they did hand out candy, and Grandpa loved seeing the kids as he was handing out the candy.
Yeah.
He thought it was a great time. So I just need to correct that, Grandpa Steve. I apologize. And, it's your birthday coming up here, so happy birthday.
And, super shout out since he handed out candy, and it's his birthday.
And he's a listener.
Yeah, so...
he's a promoter of the podcast.
Yeah, he is. Actually?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, just to pretend he is. He's a podcast ambassador.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he handed out candy, so I just need to correct that. So as Renee and I were handing out candy, so Addison had sent me a reel on Instagram.
Yeah.
It was part of my graduate course study. And it had this guy that had a big bag of candy, and then he mixed in potatoes.
Oh, interesting.
And so I had just gotten a whole bunch of potatoes that we were planning on using for Thanksgiving. Uh-huh. And I saw that, and I thought it was so funny. So we have a huge salad bowl thing. Like this, imagine the biggest bowl you've ever seen, and this is probably bigger than that. And so I filled it up with those potatoes, and I put it out. And so Renee and I were sitting at the end of the driveway because we were kind of the end of a cul-de-sac, and I don't want to have people have to walk too far to get to our house. So we're just sitting out there. We got the regular sized candy bars and the potatoes.
Yeah.
And people would come up and they'd say trick or treat, and I'd say, "Okay, you got your choice. Do you want a candy bar, or do you want a potato?"
What did they choose?
The potatoes went first.
Oh my gosh.
I was so shocked, and then we had these kids show up later. They go, "Are you the one with the potatoes?" And we're like, "Yeah, we are." Like there was word around the neighborhood. It was like, "There's a house in the corner that's giving away potatoes."
Like potatoes, I love potatoes.
It was so funny, and so
like kids walk away eating like apples. Like,
we're like, they're not cooked, they're not baked. You gotta get them. They weren't even washed.
And they're like, "Oh, it's a potato."
And so I think this is a tradition that we're going to have to keep going on. It was pretty funny as we did it.
Somebody told me, like, these people were going around the neighborhood and they just had, like, red Solo cups and like, "You guys got beer?" It was so stupid. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, earlier this week, I had traveled. I went to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I had been there before, but I don't really remember it. And I was there for business, and it was really quick, so I extended this one a little bit. Renee and I were hanging out. We had a great time. But there's a few things that happened that I just kind of want to talk about. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's A-okay.
Okay, so you've flown on airplanes before.
I have.
You have?
I remember, like, wanting to fly on an airplane. Sorry, quick sidetrack. I wanting to fly in airplanes, and I'm like, first time I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I'm so scared. And I fly on the airplane, I was like, wow, that was really...
That's kind of boring.
Yeah.
You just got to sit here for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, like, so the pilot gets on, and the pilot that I'm trying to listen to, like, because I was like, oh, I wonder how far we are, and he starts just saying, "Hey, we're cruising this," and I'm like, "What? Did this guy get his training from like a fast food restaurant?" Like, I took my AirPods out and I was focusing, trying to pay attention. This guy was mumbling so bad, I have no idea what he was saying.
You remember like the happy birthday thing that happened on the airplane? That was so weird.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. So where were we flying back from? San Antonio.
Yeah, I was kind of like, just shut up. I did not want to do this right now.
So we're flying from San Antonio to Las Vegas, and the flight attendants kept getting on, and they're like, "Hey, so shout out, happy anniversary to John and Susan, married for 50 years." Then that was like, "Hey, well, these people are flying to Vegas to get married. Well, these people, it's their birthday." And it never ended.
He's like, "Yeah, so you thought the last one was the last one?" No, it wasn't. I'm like, I'm trying to watch John Wick.
I'm trying to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like there's like birthday and like, "Hey, I've seen this on the reels. I just really want to do this right now." And he turned like everybody turned on like their like emergency blue lights or whatever, and like, "Hey, and blow," and then he blew and everybody like turned them off. That was kind of cool. But
that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. So one of the things Renee and I did when we were out there is we went and we did a tour of
America.
The United States of America.
Especially Tennessee.
So we went to Franklin, Tennessee,
Yeah.
where there were some Civil War battles.
Whoa.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we went to this place where it was a hospital, a military, not military, it's a house, it's somebody's house.
A military
hospital. But it was a
hospital.
makeshift hospital during some of these battles of Civil War.
That's cool.
Yeah, so like you could see like these blood stains still in this
cool.
hardwood floor from where they were like amputating limbs or trying to remove bullets and stuff like that. Like just straight up like crazy stuff going on.
I say we stop this gory segment because there are children
There
listening.
are children that are listening. And by the way, word around the campfires that we're going to be nominated for an award for a podcast of the year. There's different segments, funniest podcast, family podcast.
And we're going to be in all of them.
We're really excited about this. I mean, getting nominated is a big deal.
It's not official yet. We have no idea. We have not even registered yet, but
word around the campfires that this could happen.
Yeah, this could happen. So
this is like, look, we have our fake Cinemark sponsorship.
Yeah.
We have our real sponsorship from Dr. R. Haldeman.
Yeah.
But this is real. Like, we really are going to get nominated for this podcast award.
We might, but
we're not. No, I'm telling. Like, I'm not pulling your leg on this one. We will.
So everybody that's listening right now, okay, just send us your IP address, your house address.
IP address.
We'll send you autographs.
Yeah, if you want autographed materials, like we can autograph stuff.
Before we blow up,
We're huge. We're gonna be huge. Our thousands of listeners is gonna turn into tens of thousands
of Oh, actually, it might be tens of thousands of listeners at that point instead of tens of thousands of listens. Yeah.
We're in the thousands of listens, but I like to call you every listen is a listener.
Yeah.
So that's why we have thousands of listeners.
Like every listen could be 7 people listening because they're all
I'm talking about.
In a car.
Okay, so we're in this makeshift military hospital that's really somebody's house, and the family that lived there, their last name was McGavock.
McGavock, interesting.
They were a rich family and stuff, and I just for some reason they have like a McGavock school, they have McGavock Road, and every time I saw it, I'd say McGavock. We're going to get you if it's the last thing I do.
What?
I don't know. It just seemed like one of those names like, oh, McGavock, they've done it again.
Yeah, it's like Scooby-Doo was like, those black... I would have gone away with it, too, if it weren't for those teenagers.
Those McGavocks.
Yeah.
Always up to their pranks.
Yeah.
Those wily McGavocks.
I do not understand why would you want to live in a house that has bloodstains on the floor.
Well, now it's a museum piece, right? So nobody lives in it.
Oh, I thought McGavock.
Well, those McGavocks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's their house, and so you can cover it up with a rug. You can put a rug over it. It's where you live.
And since it's haunted, the rug will get blood.
So it's interesting. So to me, it was a tour.
Yeah.
Amaya, who's your cousin.
Uh-huh.
So she went out there and she said that she felt like eerie presence when she was out there. Now, look, some people are more sensitive to that kind of stuff than others. I'm not very sensitive to it.
I'm pretty sensitive after I ate that electromagnetic whatever thing.
McGavock.
I was in one of those Ghostbuster movies and like, okay, this is the real model. I was like, and it's in my stomach. And ever since I've been like, ghost.
Like, so I know some people have issues like, oh, I wouldn't buy a house like if somebody died in there or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. I'd do it.
Like, depending on where they died?
No, I mean, like, I don't care. Like, if we found out, like, hey, the house that we live in, like, somebody died inside there. Like, somebody broke in and there was a murder in the house. Like, I wouldn't. So what? Like,
if there's a house, like there's been 5 different people that lived in it in, like, the past 20 years, and they all died, then I'd probably be a little like, I don't know.
I wouldn't because, it's due. Like, it's due to have a long-term tenant.
Yeah. Yeah.
The law is that.
Lower prices, too, since people are like, oh, 5 people died. Not good.
I wouldn't buy that house. The McGavocks have put a curse on it.
Yeah.
Those blasted McGavocks.
Get a load of these guys.
All right, I'm done with McGavock. Renee didn't like it every time I said McGavock.
Actually?
I don't know if she did or not.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
But Nashville's fun. I had a good time. It's a loud city. A lot of live bands. A lot of good food out there. So
that reminds me of The Office, and it's like Frank and Bean, and then also Kevin accidentally canceling Jim's credit card. Yeah. He's like, okay, I'm going to cancel your credit card. Is that good? And he's like, I think we should let Robert keep on using the credit card for a little longer. Yeah. And he's like, very funny, Mr. Halpert.
Oh, man.
It was so funny.
Hey, let's do a shout out for our sponsor so we don't forget.
Doc R. Haldeman, LLC.
She's bringing you health and healing from a myriad of angles.
Yeah. You can contact her at 702-258-7860.
Yeah, or you can email her at docrhaldeman@gmail.com. That's another way to get in touch with her.
Yeah.
And just, she's done a lot of healing in a lot of different ways. And, this is a time of year where we get sick, we get stressed, we eat the wrong foods. And so just a good way to kind of put your body on track.
Yeah.
So, anyway, there you go, Doc R. Haldeman. We love her.
Yeah, and have we watched the movie?
So I did. I've watched a few movies. I'm trying to think what I watched because when I was in the airplane, I watched some Seinfeld episodes that I downloaded.
Yeah.
What did I watch?
I remember. Okay, while you're thinking, I watched the Simpsons movie. It's hilarious. There's just so many funny moments, and like they escaped the dome, and they're like hiding out, and Bart's like drunk. He's like drinking whiskey or something, and then Homer's like, "There's only one answer," and he pulls out like this little piece of paper and he folds it, and it's like a giant poster, and it's Alaska, and they're driving around Alaska, and they're like. Homer's like, what the heck? This is not what I imagined. It's like all oil stuff, and then he takes out the paper and he puts it on the windshield, and he can't.
So can't see.
He's like, that's nice.
So I can't remember the name of the movie. It's a Kevin Costner movie. It's incredibly long. Like it's
too long.
It's like 3 hours, if not longer than 3 hours long.
Just like how I thought, like the Titanic was 12 hours.
It's not that long, and I don't know how long. I actually never watched the movie The Titanic. I never saw it.
Neither
I knew how the movie ended from the moment they said the name of the movie. I knew how it ended.
I have no idea.
The boat sinks.
What?
Yeah, crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, I saw this Kevin Costner movie. Can't remember what it's called. It's not Dances with Wolves. It's longer than that movie. I saw the Southwest version, the Southwest Airlines version, so it was edited.
Yeah.
Because I think there might be some inappropriate scenes in there, whatever. I was able to avoid those inappropriate scenes.
Thank goodness.
But I would rank it as you do. Like I'd give it a rating as good.
No.
So to me, it's like a 3. It's 3.5 out of 5 stars, maybe a 3. The reason I say that, so there's storylines in there that are great, but they have so many. There's like 5 main stories going on, and it's hard to keep track of all of them.
They actually made a change since we're in Utah right now. As they say over here, instead of good, they say bien.
No, that's that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, so that we don't review movies on this podcast. We're just reviewed movies, but this segment was brought to us by Cinemark.
At Cinemark, if you don't get your sponsorship soon before we blow up.
AMC's been contacting us. We're like, no, we're loyal to Cinemark, even though you're not really paying us. We're waiting for you to start paying us. But AMC's like going to pay us real cash.
Yeah. Real
dinero, as they say here in Utah.
Yeah.
All right. There's a story. I don't know if I've ever told you.
What?
So, did I ever tell you about when I was a freshman in college and I had my own personal towel?
Wait, no.
Okay, so I'm graduating from high school.
Oh.
And there's a lady from church that got all of us boys that graduated. There's a group of boys and girls.
I already like this lady.
Good lady. She got us these nice towels. They matched the high school that we went to.
Yeah.
And it had our names embroidered in them.
Okay. I like that lady. Like, she put time and thought into these.
Yeah. Shout out to Janet Kelly.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
Don't know if she's a listener or not, but she should be.
Yeah. You should be listening.
And so I actually bumped into her husband the other day. Anyways, that doesn't matter. So I was like, get out of my way, guy.
You should be listening to the podcast right
now. Anyway, so she gets us this towel, and it has my name embroidered on it. So I go off to college, and I lived in this apartment, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. And so each of us,
that's a nice apartment.
There's 2 bedrooms, or 2 beds in every bedroom.
Yeah.
And so my roommate, his name was Brian. And so everybody shows up, and then Brian was the last one to show up of the 6 of us that were living there. And so Brian's mom brought him up. They're bringing his stuff down. They're done. And then Brian's mom says, hey, I need to use the restroom. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's right there. No worries.
Yeah.
And so all of us are kind of sitting out in the TV room, getting to know each other, talking, because we didn't know each other. We all knew one person, but we didn't all know each other.
Wait, who'd you guys know?
A guy named Aaron.
Aaron, like you're like, oh, Aaron, what's going on?
No, Aaron kind of arranged it all. So we all knew Aaron, and then Aaron put it together. Anyway,
okay.
So we're sitting there, and then Brian's mom, she's like, okay, I'll see you later. Just like she abruptly, like she's out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, see you later. Like, it's I wouldn't want to hang out with a bunch of 18-year-old dudes if I was her either.
I think I smell something fishy.
Okay, so we're sitting around, we're chit-chatting, getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And after a while, I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I get up, I go to the bathroom. And as I open the bathroom door, there is water, what I hope and pray is water, all over the floor.
What?
And then I see my embroidered towel
on
the ground, soaking up this lady's filth.
What? Brian's mom.
Dude, Brian's mom, and so I'm like, Brian! And here's what's, it's just awkward. Like, I literally just met this dude like 20, 30 minutes ago.
And you're already crashing out on him.
And I'm already like, dude, you're freaking, like, your mom just did this. Like, And like, imagine him, like, he's embarrassed because, like, obviously his mom was jetting out of there. And it's like her, it's like, dude, like, you grabbed the towel that had somebody else's name on it.
Yeah. Grab your son's towel.
Grab your son's towel. Or just be like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. Like, I can imagine her horror. Like, this is no doubt an embarrassing moment.
I just peed all on the floor and I threw Josh's towel in it. I'm so sorry, and I'll see you guys later.
I mean, she split. And so, I mean, Brian, to his credit, like, I was like, dude, you got to clean this up, man. This is not cool. Yeah. And so he did. Like, he cleaned my towel, and I'm like, I don't even want to use the towel anymore.
Yeah, you can have it, Brian.
But so anyway, that's... I can't remember why this came up. I think somehow Ralph and I were talking about something the other day, and I was like, "Oh, we got to talk about that on the podcast." Yeah. So I guess here's the question: what do you do in that situation? You're dropping your kid. Let's say I'm dropping you off at college. Yeah. I use the restroom. I clog the toilet. It causes a spill. What would you want me to do?
I would actually probably want you probably like walk around like, hey guys, I just blew it up in there and it is not going down, so I'll see you later.
Not only is it not going down, it's coming back up.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Josh, I just used your towel.
I'm sorry, Jonathan's roommate, Josh.
Yeah, I just threw it on the floor. Yeah, it's kind of bad, but okay. Yeah.
You can wash it out.
I'll mail you a new one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, it's like, again, obviously an awkward situation. Yeah. But like that toilet clogged all the time.
Oh, actually?
Yeah, like if you put too much paper in there, it would clog. If you had a big log, it would clog. Like it was a clogger. Yeah. So.
Not a logger, it's just a clogger. New podcast motto. This podcast is not a logger, it's a clogger.
Were we talking about getting physicals?
What?
Was that me and you, or was that me and Ralph talking about this?
Tell me about it.
We were talking about. Have you gotten physicals like for sports, like to play sports?
I actually have. I just randomly I'll put it on my arm
No, like you go to a doctor and they like make sure that they like, okay, what's your blood pressure, what's your weight? They like make sure you don't have any like health issues. They generally will do a hernia check. Have you ever had a hernia check before?
No, never. I do not know what that means. But basically, hernia stands for...
No, hernia, it's not, it's a word. It's an actual word. So, I'm not smart enough to know what it is. It's like somehow like the lining of your muscle gets like deteriorated or weakens or...
So they just stare at your muscles? You're like, oh, hey, how you doing, flexing?
So what'll happen a lot of times is you can get a hernia down in the man region. So like...
Next segment.
I gotta tell you. I was talking to Ralph about this and I'm like, okay, we gotta talk about this, man. Yeah. So, next segment. All right, so I'm 12 years old. I'm going to scout camp. Oh. And so you have to have a physical so you can go to scout camp. Yeah. I'm swimming in the pool with Nate and his friend. Yeah. And my dad comes out and says, come on, Josh, we got to go get a physical. Yeah. And Nate and his buddies are like, have fun. Have a good time. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? They're like, nothing. They like keep doing these cough noises. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? They're like, nothing. I'm like, whatever.
Those bums.
I'm like, they're whatever. They're just being annoying. And so we go to the doctor. Doctor's asking some questions, looking in your eyes, looking in your ears, sticking out your tongue. Yeah. And he goes, okay, go ahead and pull down your shorts. You're like, what?
Yeah, no, thank you. I'll pass.
And so
wait, was your dad in the room?
Yeah, he's like, go ahead, Josh, just pull him down. You're like, what?
That'd be so awkward.
Okay, so, well, look, this is part of life. This is part of life. This is what you do.
Do we have to? Do you have to do this with me at a certain point?
Yeah. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that you haven't had to do it to this point already.
I probably shouldn't have exposed this information that I haven't done it yet.
And so anyway, so you pull him down, and the guy, he puts his hands, like basically lifts up on you where your testicles are. You turn your head to the side and you cough. And somehow by doing that, he can feel the muscle lining to see if it's intact or not. Because if it's not that big of a deal. You just have to have a surgery to repair it.
They're like, have fun, Josh. Turn their head.
So anyway, I do it. It's fine. I don't have a hernia. Everything's cool. Whatever. Yeah. You go home and you're kind of got the heebie-jeebies because some rando was just touching your private areas, and you're like, how come nobody gave me a heads up of like, hey, Josh, just so you know,
this guy's gonna touch.
This is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. Like a heads up would have been appreciated.
Yeah.
So the next weekend, I'm leaving to scout camp.
Yeah.
We head up there, and somehow my physical packet is excluded. Like, they didn't bring it up.
Oh, my gosh.
And so there's a lady who's like a nurse, whatever, up there, and she's like 800 years old.
Ugh.
And so they say, hey, Josh, hey, for whatever reason, like...
What's her name, Martha?
It probably was. Or Margie, or I don't know, Margaret, I don't know.
Yeah, something with an M.
And so they're like, hey, you gotta get another physical.
Oh.
And I said, no.
Yeah.
They said,
send me back.
They said, if you don't get a physical, you have to go home. I said, fine by me. I'm like, there's no way that old lady is going to do that to me.
There's no way Margaret is. Yeah. Margaret, you're a nice lady, okay? But this is not happening.
No offense, but this ain't happening.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. And God bless America. I will see you on the flip side.
So anyway, I don't know what they had to do, but anyway, they ended up working out where like...
Yeah.
But what's funny, like now as I get older, like anytime I go to the doctor, it's just I'm prepared to pull my pants down.
You walk in, your pants are already down.
Like, my pants are down. That's sir, that's not this appointment today.
We're checking your ears.
Like, sir, I'm an eye doctor. Well, this is awkward.
Must be the next door. You just walk out. The doctor's like warning you, like, so things might get a little weird. It's like, already on it. Drops the drawers.
But it's true. I mean, like doctors, it's just as you get older, and like I'm not even old yet, but the older I get, like the more like you're just like, all right, whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got more stories about that kind of stuff, but we'll
Yeah.
go ahead and just we'll go ahead and just new topic.
Yeah. Life is good these days, you know.
You know, life is good nowadays. It's we're chilling. Things are
Or
looking on the up and up.
chilling.
We went out to eat. Again, we're up in Utah, so we're hanging out with maybe Eliza, Addie, Brandon.
Yeah.
Went to this burger joint. Do you remember what it was called? Backdoor Burger.
Yeah. Somebody's throwing axes downstairs.
Yeah, I always want to call it Barnyard Burger, but that's not. I think it's Backdoor Burger.
Yeah.
You went bold. You did. I do this move all the time at lunch.
Yeah.
You did this. Talk about what you did.
So they're like going around and like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And I'm like, I do not. I like everything the way it looks good. And I say, can I have like a surprise? Like something like Beavis would say it. Like
I don't know if Beavis would say that.
Like a give me a surprise.
Yeah, surprise her, yeah.
Yeah. So then she's like, "Oh, okay, a surprise." And then they go and they're like order, and I just expected like a random burger or like wings, like on the, like something off the menu. They come out, mac and cheese pulled pork burger patty, and I'm like, what the heck?
It had like this tomato salsa thing that was really good too.
Yeah, and it was like the most randomest burger ever. And like they literally said, yeah, I think they made this one up on the spot.
But it was good.
It was really good. They should put this on the menu. Special burger.
Seriously, like they should call it the Hota Hota or something like that.
Yeah,
man. The JJ. I mean, it was.
They're like, yes. See, el special burger.
You cut. I mean, these burgers are big. Like you cut it in quarters. I took one of your quarters. I gave you one of mine.
Yeah.
And it was that mac and cheese was good on it too.
Oh yeah, it was really good. I didn't even know they had mac and cheese.
I don't remember seeing that either.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, look, if you go there, ask for the Cats in the Cradle podcast special.
Yeah.
They'll have no idea what that means.
There's one blonde kid asked for it one time, and they're like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, the special.
Yeah. I remember him.
I mean, they could have called that one the kitchen sink too. And you did have one recommendation. So I know the backdoor burger people. They're big listeners.
The backdoor booger.
So what do you remember what your recommendation was?
Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. Yeah, you got to add a little barbecue sauce in there, make it real good.
Yeah. I probably would have probably try to make one and then take a bite and you're like, oh, that's good. What does it need? And then make another and add what it needs. Then take a bite and just give it out.
Yeah. If it doesn't have barbecue sauce, I send it back.
Yeah.
We ordered milkshakes.
Yeah.
You had something else. What'd you have?
Dr. Pepper on ice.
Yeah, how was it?
It was okay. It's like iced lemonade is way better than iced Dr. Pepper.
The burgers were great. The milkshake your drink not so bueno.
Yeah.
The milkshake was good, but
It was too much.
But I found a flaw on their menu.
Chocolate
they misspelled contains. I got this raspberry shake and it says contains chocolate, but it spells contains CONTIANS.
I don't see what's wrong there.
Contians.
Wait, CON, right?
Contains.
TA or TI.
They did TI when it's supposed to be TA.
That's okay. Just a little spelling error.
Just a little dyslexia going on there. Not that big of a deal.
I spell like a food DOOF.
Yeah, I like some of that doof over there.
Yeah, give some doof.
But yeah, it was a good play. If you find yourself in Happy Valley, Provo, Utah, check out Backdoor Burger.
Yeah, order in Spanish. They love it.
That's when they ask for drinks. I always get agua. I don't want that water crap.
Yeah,
this water's nasty. Agua is so much better.
Agua, they always sprinkle a little bit of dirt in there.
I'll get it from the top of the toilet.
Yeah,
they want the agua.
Yeah, it was like the bathrooms were actually kind of felt like a home bathroom, like a nice home welcoming bathroom, I
didn't go in the in fact, I've been there 3 times now. I've never been in the bathrooms there.
Oh, I went twice. I drink so much water. For some reason, whenever I'm doing restaurants, I always drink a ton of water.
Well, yeah, you're a thirsty guy.
Yeah.
So
thirsty for food.
I think we should kind of end where we started. Just go back and if you need to actually literally go back and kind of start the podcast over and listen to baby Eliza's words of wisdom.
Yeah.
Just kind of think about that and how you can apply that to my life. One of the things I've kind of do along those lines of what baby Eliza recommended we do is, so I think practicing gratitude is important. And I want the people around me to practice gratitude.
Yeah.
So what I've started doing is kind of forcing it in a way.
Yeah. That's the best.
It's the best. So, for example, the other day I just said to Renee, hey, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And she goes, what for? I said, you married me. You're welcome. And so now she knows to be grateful for it.
I actually think you got the better end of the deal on that one.
But you know what? She's still welcome. And so are you. You're welcome for me being your dad.
Okay, funny story. Okay, we're driving up to Utah. Okay, we're going into Costco. We're looking for beef bulgogi, Okay, I go in the back. I get beef bulgogi. Oh, what the heck? That's a sample for ice, a drink. One of my favorite drinks, It's not it's top 10, top 20, top 30, 40.
It's one of my favorite 100 drinks.
Yeah, but I go up and I grab one and I drink it. And she's like, you're welcome. And I'm like, thank you. And
she's helping you practice gratitude.
Yeah, no, but I drinked it. And I was like I'm mid-drink. I see you walking over, shocked. I was like, you gotta drink this as quick as I can. And she's like, you're welcome. I'm like, okay.
So look, if the people around you are not practicing gratitude, just force it by making them say, hey, you're welcome.
Yeah. And you're welcome for listening to this podcast. And we'll end it on that.
Have a good day.
Goodbye.